jumping on the bandwagon kind of late, child, but I had to come watch this because I had to come review this because I'm enjoying it immensely, and I never get to review them because of whatever, but we gonna ride this one out.
She got that rich girl LA vibe. She whip it good in her daddy's 95. Rough sex on the bedroom floor. Hop in the shower, she begging for more. Do not disturb on the hotel door. Waking the neighbors. All I want is champagne and sunshine.
I am your girl Talisa Rae. What's up? How you doing? Ray of Sunshines. We are going to review season 4 of Married at First Sight, episodes 1, 2, and 3. I'm actually just going to give my thoughts on the first 3 episodes, unlike episode 4 that I just uploaded or you might have just watched. Okay, so yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Jamie looks like the pastor is the one who brought them together, right? Saying that they were both passionate and hopefully they could focus their passion on one another. My first impression of Lizzie, I don't call Elizabeth or Beth. I call her Liz or Lizzie because it feels better to me, like, you know, like we friends, okay? I feel like she's a wild card. Like, she's high strung, she's over the top. Like, she needs a lot of attention. Like, Jamie is going to have his work cut out for him when it comes to her and keeping her happy. Like, she is a fucking firecracker. Like, her red hair, she is hot like fire, and it is going to take a lot to tame her. What we found is that she's best friends with her dad, and her dad and her relationship, it could possibly be a hindrance on their marriage. Like, seeing how close they were, and then seeing after the wedding, after the first night, and they went and they talked to, he talked to the mom and dad, you know how they had to meet the parents or whatever, and he was very much so stern about, I hold her heart, I've been doing this, you can't take my place. I felt like at that time Jamie should have probably said something to the effect of, I promise to protect her and to cherish her. I promise to love her as best I can. It could never compare to how you love her, but I promise you that I take good care of her. Like, he was supposed to reassure the father. I mean, if any of you are daddy's girls, right, you know what the reassurance looks like. Jamie, on the other hand, struck me as someone who was very methodical, you know what I mean? Like, everything had a purpose. Very analytical, very matter of fact, very knew what direction that he was going in, but also knew how to have a good time. I mean, specifically when we saw him at the bachelor party and he was checking out the dealer, like, I was wondering if she was single. Like, part of that made me feel like, well, are you really ready to get married in this commitment? But then again, it was the bachelor party, honey, and they wasn't married. And honestly, looking ain't never hurt nobody, okay? A little glance ain't never killed nobody. A little stare ain't never killed nobody, as long as it's not disrespectful. At least that's my thoughts. If you disagree with me, can you do it with me down below in the comments? Also, let me just say, because this is not in any particular order since I'm trying to do all 3 at a time. I thought that kiss was very passionate. I thought that, I don't know, their vows were a little shallow to me. I think she fed off of his vows, or was that Amber? One of them did. I didn't like their vows. I also did not like how neither of the men, the non-black men, went up and introduced themselves to the mothers of the brides when they came out and they walked. Like, they waited until the right opportunity. My brothers, you do me proud every time you go and you introduce yourself as a gentleman. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, y'all can be mad. It's okay. You can be mad, but be mad down below in the comments. I thought that when he tried on that red tuxedo jacket, that would have been perfect. Like that, when his brother was like, no, I was like, he should have went with that because that would have showed his personality. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought it was cool, especially that's who he was, and because she's so fiery, and I absolutely loved her dress. Absolutely loved her dress. I just wanted to keep saying, Liz, stand up straight. Push your shoulders back. You're too tall to be hunched over. Your boobs is too big for that. Push them back. Honey, stand up and be statuesque. It just felt real mousy and insecure anytime your shoulders are slumped over. Not to say that's the case. That's just the impression that you can get as a first impression. On the wedding day, everybody was anxious. Everybody was nervous. Everybody wanted to back out, right? Oh, on the dance, I thought Liz and Jamie, Liz was too concerned about people staring at her. Again, that's a whole insecurity, kind of self-conscious thing that she has going on. People are staring at us. Who cares? But he's so confident that I hope that that starts to, you know, rub off on her. And you could tell by some of her explosive behavior that's a mechanism for her. Now, I did like how relaxed she was with his mom and his cousins and his dad. I liked how the mom was very, very receptive to her and gave her, listen, he's gonna love us both, but in different ways. But I kind of feel like that's a trick. You know, the mom-in-laws be something else. And then, of course, they did not have sex on the wedding night, but they were very passionate. You could tell that they had that kind of sexual chemistry, but the ladies all seemed to stay within means of being a lady the first night. Listen, sometimes a hoe gotta be a hoe. That's your husband, girl. Who gonna say something? Who gonna check me, boo? Okay, let's talk about Amber and Matt. Now, I didn't think Amber was as pretty as she was until she actually got dressed in her wedding dress. Okay, not to say that she isn't pretty without her makeup, but I didn't see it until she had gotten in her wedding garb, right? And then when she took it off, that same beauty remained. Like, I don't know if they played her all the way down when they were doing the tomboy in the beginning when we first met Amber, but I was like, ooh, I don't know about this one. She real tomboyish. Amber has a twin sister, and I thought that it was very eye-opening that she was like, Amber is a giver. Megan was like, Amber is a giver. She used to give her a check to her boyfriend, and then he left her. Like, her whole check. Amber is a bit overzealous. Amber, in my opinion, wants to be married so bad. I can't wait to meet my husband. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. My husband, my husband, my husband. Like, I felt like she was too overzealous, like too excited, too much. And I could see how someone could take advantage of her and her naivety. Like I don't think she has real expectations of what a marriage is. Now, her husband is Matt, who is a professional basketball player overseas. What I realize is that they both have family issues, right? Matt, I really want to know more about his family and, you know, what's the big deal because they got divorced 2 years ago. They can't be in the same room and support one of them or the other. Like, what happened that caused them to get a divorce after 27 years, right? That's what I want to know. Like, what's the big deal? Because you normally still would invite your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, because I do believe he said he had siblings. I could be wrong. Y'all can let me know down below in the comments. And then Amber, we found out that her mother left them when she was 7 because she was a lesbian and wanted to go live her life. Hey, honey, she living her life like it's golden, but she was there for her daughter, and I was glad to see that. Also, something that Amber's mom did was when the producers, the directors, shadily had the DJ say time for Matt and his mom to dance, and she didn't come up. You know, they knew she wasn't there. Like, they didn't have to do that. That Amber's mom stepped in and asked if he wanted to dance with her. I thought that was very heartwarming, touching, and that actually shows you what kind of family Amber has. But I thought that was a little fucked up. I'm gonna just be honest, okay? I think that he wants to be married because he wants family. He wants a family. He is big on family, but his family has issues. He is rather tall, but if you ever notice, it's always a tall man and a short woman. So us women that are 5'7" and above always end up with the short men, and we be looking like, how she get him? How she get him? But they seem to fit. It looks like they're okay. I did notice where Amber's family was like, where's his mom? I don't see anybody that could be his mom. And then they started quizzing him like, where are they? And he stayed composed and was like, listen, I didn't want that kind of drama in my life. I didn't want that. So I really want to see what's going to happen. Again, I didn't like how he did not come up and talk to Amber's mother introduce themselves. And again, I like that blue and red or blue and pink that he had on, that suit. That was really, really nice. What else? What else did I like about them? Again, she was too overzealous. That first kiss seemed awkward. She was very aggressive, and she said that she's normally not like that, but that felt like, to me, she's always like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know, okay? I don't know. So, of course, she was disappointed when, you know, that she had to meet with the best friends, but best friends can probably tell you a lot about, more about your friend as they are today than your parents could. You know what I'm talking about? They be able to give you some insight that your parents couldn't say. Your parents are always going to be like, they're going to give you who you've always been, but your friends are going to be like, okay, so, you know, she's analytical, me. She's a crybaby, she cries off commercials, me. She has a big heart, you can count on her, she's loyal, don't use my friend, like, she's kind, she's giving. This is stuff that my friends would probably say. And they would probably be like, if you fuck her up, if you fuck with her, you fuck over her, I'm gonna kill you. Like, them, and you know what I'm talking about? Like, that's really how that works. I'm just trying to remember, since we're doing like a flash of everybody, 1, 2, and 3. Let's talk about, because I want to leave, well, they came out last anyway. Let's talk about Deonna and Greg. Deonna and Greg. When I first saw the two of them separate, I thought, because they both are believers, right? They both study the Bible. They both have great educations. They both come from great backgrounds. They both are passionate and driven about the things that they want, that they would make a good, solid couple. Until we got to talking to Deonna, and she hadn't been in a relationship for 10 years. I guess that was a motorcycle. And I thought to myself, so you gonna go from not doing nothing, from working on yourself, which you really ain't really worked too much on yourself, because how much do you know about cohabitating? How much do you know about including somebody in your life? Like, to being married, this is a huge step. Like, I was thinking, Lord have mercy, Jesus. She seems excited, but she's also very reserved. The more we got to know her, the more I was like, oh, she is more than reserved. She's got her heart under lock and key. Honey, he gonna need a pry bar, some dynamite, honey, a bulldozer to get in there, because she is very non-trusting. Whoever broke her heart. Shame on you, you sorry ass mofo. Like, that's how I feel, because now he's ruined her for the people, and it's gonna be an uphill battle for Greg to get to her. Like, that's how I felt in this first 1, 2, 3 episodes of Married at First Sight. And then I was like, okay, so Greg seems real reserved. He seems quiet. He seems shy. Is he going to be able to say, this is what I want, this is what I don't like when you do this? Or is he just going to be a pushover? Like, she doesn't need a pushover. She needs someone who's respectful, but who's also assertive, not aggressive. She needs someone who is going to understand her and love her through her issues, but not allow her to walk over him. I mean, do y'all agree with me on that, or what? So I didn't like her dress. I mean, when they got her all together, she was fine. But I don't know what it is about women with big boobs who like to hide them. Look, it makes you look bigger. If you put on a V cut, it ain't gotta be low, but it'll make you look fuller. You know what I'm saying? It'll make you be more, it'll slim you down, right? You seem stuffed with big boobs. I don't know, I don't have them. But every time I put somebody who has big boobs in a V-neck, they always look smaller. It's more inviting. They don't look stuffed and uncomfortable. Now, during the wedding, out of everybody's comments that the family and friends made and their vows, theirs was the most touching to me, specifically Greg. Like, I was moved beyond words. I'm gonna just tell you, for each one of their weddings though, I cried, okay? I'm a crier, and that's what I do. If we were doing a live reaction, you would be like, I really wish she would stop crying. Furthermore, I was really in tears when those groomsmen, honey, prayed for they friend for their relationship, and then he cried. Like, I was like, he is genuinely a good dude. That's why he has not found anyone. I don't know what it is about us as black women that tend to look over good men like Greg. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if I would have given him the time of day because he doesn't come off assertive enough. He's not strong enough to me. But I could be wrong. We've only met them for 4 episodes. So we are definitely going to have to see, you know, how the Deonna and Greg situation plays out. Hopefully he is not as timid as we think. Hopefully the groomsman said he may appear quiet and shy, but don't let the smooth taste fool you. So I really am hopeful for their relationship. I mean, she needs somebody to love her through all of that, and who better to do it than a man after God's own heart, right? If you chasing after God, God is going to give you the best thing at the top of the tree. And so he going for the fruit. He who finds a wife finds a good thing, and she is at the top of the tree because she, you know, has not wavered. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's getting all the sun and doing all the stuff she's supposed to do to be a better person. So it's going to take a little time for him to get up and climb to that tree and be able to snag her. But I'm rooting for you, Greg. I'm rooting for you. I really am hoping that you know, come on, break her down. So then we have Keith and Iris. So Iris, when we first met Iris, I thought this chick is in La La Land. She is dreaming, daydreaming, living in a fairy tale. I don't know. Think we in Alice in Wonderland somewhere. Honey, where's her fairy wings and her Tinkerbell wand? Because I don't know what's happening with her. That's exactly how I felt. Like, I really was feeling like she had unrealistic expectations. I really feel like she, you know, hadn't really experienced life. And I'm not just speaking about not losing her virginity, but there was something about her that said to me, she lacks knowledge of a relationship, right? Then we met her mother and I was like, oh, that's why. But her father also kept her in a cocoon, right? Protected her. She is very outgoing. She is very well spoken. She does have grace and elegance. I love her style. I love that she is articulate. I like things about her. She is a beautiful woman. Also though, I mean, some of us were probably looking at her like, you a virgin at 27? Listen, it's not enough virgins at 27, okay? Wouldn't be a lot of STIs running rampant if more virgins were 27, okay? I'm gonna just be honest, because she's got some morals and values and some ethics and some beliefs that she's standing on. We should not be looking at her sideways, but we are, okay? Because we like to test drive the car before buying it. And I said we because that's me included. But under this circumstances, nobody test drove the car first. However, I probably would want to make sure that I even like sex. Is it something that I'm gonna want to do? Is it something that I'm interested in? Like, I am sexually liberated, but I do still have morals, ethics, values, and a belief system, right? But and for her, that is her liberation. She is waiting. That's the thing that we can't get mad at her for. That is uncompromising. Like, she is the golden egg. That's what her husband said, and I'm gonna have to agree. It's not enough of that. It's not enough promoting of celibacy and waiting until you're married before you lose your virginity, okay? I mean, we live in a culture where being a hoe and twerking on Twitter and Instagram and social media and shit is acceptable, right? There's no class, style, and grace, and she's on here and she's bringing it back for us one time, okay? So I commend her for that. When we met Keith, I was like, oh, he handsome. And the more he talked, I was like, oh, I'm in love with Keith. The more they spoke about him, I was like, oh, that's a good match. When we saw them together, I thought they really complement one another. They seem to have really great chemistry. He may be nervous, but he cool as a cucumber, where she is high strung, you know, an extrovert, you know, running 1,000,000 miles a minute, and he's like, you know, chilled and relaxed. Like, it's a great balance between the two of them. And so I was just like, I'm here for this union, especially when I saw them together. When they were separate, I didn't think so much, because honestly, Keith gave me the ladies' man vibe. You know what I'm saying? He is handsome. He does come from a spiritual background where the grandparents were a pastor and a deacon, which means the mother was a PK kid. The mother was bad and he was bad. That's how come the grandparents supported him. He was bad, okay? I know it in my spirit. He may not have been bad, but he was trouble. All the ladies loved Keith, okay? All the ladies thought that he was handsome. All the ladies said he had something to offer. All the ladies probably are watching right now like, I know you fucking lying. I know he ain't getting married at first sight. He had all this goodness over here and he didn't want it. Talking about he ain't find what he was looking for in a wife, in a woman. I was sitting right here. Honey, I can see that right now. Somebody in Charlotte is looking at their TV like, ooh, this no good ass, nothing ass nigga. He was a hoe. Like that. That's the impression that he gives me. Y'all could be mad at me, but that is how I felt about him when I first saw him. Now, as far as his mother sharing with him that Iris was a virgin, she rocks with him. That's her son. Her loyalty lies with him, and I'm glad that she prepared him, because what if his response, what if he wasn't prepared and he had a different response? It would have knocked Iris out the box. She would have been afraid to be comfortable, wouldn't have never thought about maybe giving up her virginity, because on that first night she was like, there's so much chemistry and attraction that I want to. Honey, but the daddy wasn't having it. The daddy was like, run Keith Manley's name. Like, as soon as we found out his last name, he was on his text messages to the precinct, run this name. I know the experts probably did their due diligence, but it'll make me feel comfortable if we run his name real quick. Like, daddy wasn't for it. Daddy wasn't having it. There was two daddies that are not for it. But I really think that they can work because they complement each other. Where she is refined and elegant, you know, he can hold his own, but he can hold his own. But you know what I'm saying? Like, she elevates him. That would be the right thing to say. Listen, that is my review of all the couples, since I haven't reviewed episodes 1 through 3. But I want to say this. Each of these couples have their own set of issues. For instance, you've got Lizzie and Jamie. I just gave her a name, y'all, whatever. Lizzie and Jamie. Lizzie is best friends with her father, okay? Who loves her, who, of course, no man will ever be good enough for his daughter. Y'all act like y'all don't know. Like, a father's love, like, he's all like, I'll kill you, nigga. Fuck with my daughter. Fuck over her, I'm gonna kill you, okay? That's just plain and simple. Then you've got Amber and Matt, and their issue is that Matt is like hiding his family. Like, what's really the issue? Somebody tell me, what's really the problem? What's really going on? So that's an issue, especially since Amber is so family oriented and so family driven, you know, so because they're such a tight-knit family, and she's a twin, right? Then you have Deonna and Greg. And Deonna, honey, that whole 10 years of not being in a relationship is scaring everybody, including me. She's got 10 years of Trump walls built up, okay? Somebody take the bulldozer and knock them the fuck down so that she can relax and receive the love that Greg is willing to give her. I'm gonna need him to open up his mouth though, okay? I'm gonna need him to open up his mouth. And then you have Iris and Keith, and their biggest issue is her being a virgin. And him being a hoe. Y'all don't know that yet though, but I know that that's coming. I mean, I could tell. Even though they did tell us about the condoms and stuff in the backpack. I still knew that before then. Anyway, you guys, give me your opinions on the couples. Who was your favorite? I already said Iris and Keith are my favorite, and they became my favorite in episode 3 and 4. So, let me know who your favorite is, who you're rooting for. I'm rooting for all of them. I hope it all works out for them, but specifically Deonna, she deserves to be loved, and Iris, she deserves to be loved, and so do their husbands. I am your girl, Talisa Rae. Thank you so much for watching my review of Married at First Sight, season number 9, episodes 1 through 3. Listen, if it's your first time visiting my channel, click the subscribe button to become a ray of sunshine. You're there, so go ahead and click the notification bell because you won't want to miss another of my Married at First Sight reviews. Lastly, because you like me and I know it's real, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Hit that like button. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll catch you on the next review.